Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're moving on to the second part of...
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the commentary desk. My name is Bart, and I'm joining Tom. Tom, I guess you were here first, so I'm joining you.
Oh, well, look at that.
And this is going to be our third and final set for the day. We're moving into this one. It's going to be Eager versus XGN.
Now, this is going to be one of the more exciting games, as we said. This is the second portion of Eager really moving on. They won in the first round of things, so they're going to find themselves in the semifinals. And XGN, a team that had a bye because of their position due to the regular season, they're going to be the only thing standing in front of Eager before they make it to the grand finals.
Now, worth noting here, Eager has already qualified to make it to the World Championship, so this is not a must-win to keep their season alive. But it is still a pretty big difference between the bounty for first place and, well, a tie for third, fourth, which is what they would be relegated to if they're not able to find a win here.
Well, we've seen Eager play already today. We saw just how strong they are, and you guys are pretty familiar with how these guys sort of line up and just how strong and what they do. But XGN, a little bit of a different beast. We haven't seen them play yet today because of the bye. Why don't we break down that team just a little bit?
Okay, you can't spell Xingqian without XGN.
Well, that's it for us today, guys. We'll see. Well, no, that's correct. Xingqian, it's actually funny. On my notes, I have Xingqian in all caps with an exclamation point.
That's why I said it. I saw it, and I was like, hey, look at that. XGN right there. Xingqian.
The team loves these tanky solo lane situations.
Interesting choice to not play with a fifth player here.
Yeah.
Drelo not showing up.
Huh?
No Drelo on the bench. Where's he from?
He's from New York, actually. Rome, it's more upstate, more Peckysville.
Okay.
But still.
You got Bronx Bombers from Point Pleasant. That's right across the water.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I guess so.
Shout out to Point Pleasant. That's where Jersey Mike's is from.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, I thought you were going to bring up the Lake Placid alligator.
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Was that in Point Pleasant?
Yes, it was. So we've got a roster that, if you follow the PC lineup at all, familiar faces across the board. You might know them as Denial, and that is not Drelo, actually. That is
That's Brad.
That is very own Hi-Res Brad filling in for Drelo today. I don't know if he's actually.
You'll notice also, Mace of the Face and Shadow Cube had the same last name.
Yes.
What a coincidence.
The brothers Grabowski.
Oh, they're brothers.
Yeah, the brothers Grabowski. They've been playing Smite for a long time together, both together and apart, honestly, and they've been doing so very successfully. We've got Bronx Bombers, as you said.
This would be a big deal for them. Like, this would be the first LAN win for this squad.
Yes.
You heard Xing. I mean, we were interviewing Xing down there. Xing been playing the game for 3 years, and that was their first victory at LAN, right?
Yes.
I don't think that, yeah, because that Snipe team lost in the launch tournament. That was the last time Xing was at LAN, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time coming for a lot of these players. I mean, as we pointed out, Mace of the Face and Shadow Q, long-time members of the scene, but also, not for nothing, Homie Effie. Relatively, I guess you would say, newer to the competitive scene.
He's newer to life. Look at him. He looks like he's about 14 years old.
Well, Mace of the Face and Shadow Q are sort of like pillars of our situation. We're going to cease all conversation to focus on Drelo's hat.
Now, remember, Dr. Elo,
yes,
as he was once known, now Drelo.
Still Dr. Elo.
The reason he's wearing that silly hat is because that is like the enemy kind of, because he was the coach for enemy esports on the PC side. That's like their signature wardrobe, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's their...
They're clearly not fashion forward, but maybe, you know, more kind of, it's a team building exercise.
There you go. So
he's still repping that enemy squad.
A coach on the side of the PC, now a player on the side of the Xbox, bringing those team building mechanics, as you said, into the conversation. But yeah, basically the point we're driving home is that these guys have experienced success or relative success on the PC side of things. Now, strictly Xbox, we've got Team Eager here. From left to right, we've got Air Cougar, Jelly, Sam Bam, Matt Coys, and Dwurst.
Dwurst, hailing from Kalamazoo. You know what else is in Kalamazoo, Tom?
What, Bart?
S2 Games.
S2 Games. I'm trying to think about.
They make Heroes of New Earth.
That's why you would bring it up. It
and they also made a game called, I believe, Savage.
Oh, that's so savage. Where's Scott Gandhi?
Yeah, but yeah, Kalamazoo. That's the only thing I know about Kalamazoo. Shout out to Breaky CPK. Sitting up there in Kalamazoo. Chicago, Illinois for Matt Coys.
60652. That's the zip code.
All right. And Albuquerque for Eric Cougar.
Yeah, Albuquerque. Fun place. I've never actually been to Albuquerque.
But it's a fun place?
I mean, it's a fun.
There's a Weird Al song about it, so it must be good.
There's a Weird Al song. Breaking Bad was filmed there as well.
Ah.
So Albuquerque, New Mexico, definitely a hot spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Badinger.
Watch out. But yeah, I've never been. Now, we've got Kilroy, California as well. Do you know if that's up or down?
Which?
NorCal or SoCal?
Gilroy. Gilroy sounds like a NorCal name to me.
It does.
I would assume that, you know, if it would have been like kind of like Spanish sounding, it would have been like that's SoCal. You know, if it was like a loss or an L or something, then yeah. But Gilroy sounds like Oregon.
All right.
It's north side.
Oregon?
It's probably like right next to Mexico.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, either way, this team, Eager, they've been very successful in the past as well as here this weekend.
It's just south of San Francisco in the Silicon Valley. That's NorCal, baby.
Oh, you were correct, and I'm angry about it.
Hell yeah.
So, Eager.
Central California. We can split the difference.
All right, there you go. Either way, it's about, if you're traveling from SoCal to NorCal, it's about $16 to upgrade to first class.
You got to pass through Gilroy to go from LA to San Francisco.
Makes the most
That's what
sense
they tell
here.
you.
Eager versus XGN. One team, XGN, very celebrated on the PC side of things. Eager celebrated here. They're already going to the Smite World Championship.
Well, Eager also a PC brand. I mean, they had a high-level competition team over in PC. The boys forming up XGN, formerly known as Denial on the PC, a brand that is certainly well known in the console scene. Their exploits are well known over in the Call of Duty side of things.
The Wolfpack.
The Wolfpack.
Always ready to go with that orange
Not from North
wolf
Carolina,
face.
strangely enough.
No?
Well, I mean, that's where the Wolfpack's from, right? NC State.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I guess we're in Ohio. We got to focus on the college football.
That's right. Yeah, it's Buckeyes up here.
Yeah. Coming out soon. Taking a look here at Sam Bam, mid laner for Eager. Very, very, very loud, honestly.
Yeah, look at him. He's an adult.
There he is, waving, smiling, waving. So, I mean, these guys, Eager, they played absolutely fantastically earlier.
They look great. Yeah, 23-minute win in game one, something like that?
It was.
That'll do.
It was. I mean, I was sitting out there with some of the players and just nobody was surprised, to put it that way. Eager is a very strong team. Everybody knows that they're competitive and they're going to bring it.
Well, I asked Air Cougar in the break, if he has won against XGN.
Right.
Online. The answer was no.
Okay. Because that's really what I was building up to.
Scrims? No.
That's what I was building up to. Is XGN is a proven PC team.
You know, I will say for what it's worth, he said that, you know, there was a little bit of sandbagging going on. You know, they didn't really want to reveal too much about what they were doing. I don't know if that's John's or if that was legitimate.
Sounds John's.
Sounds a little Johnsy.
Odin banned out by XGN.
That's bad. See, well, here's the deal, right? They know that they either have to ban the Hell. If they don't ban the Hell, they get the Xing Tian. So they're going to go ahead and ban the Odin, put the pressure onto the Hell. And now Eager, they will ban the Hell, and that means can't spell XGN without Xing Tian. And here he comes in the first pick position.
Guan Yu. Get wrecked.
Yeah, so that's not a big surprise either. They'll take another core healer outside of the Hell to pair with that Odin ban. Suspecting that Eager had a Odin pocket strat, most likely there, or maybe just put pressure under the draft.
So it's interesting here. On the side of XGN, Shadow Q and Mace in the Face, very known for being very cerebral players, right? Well, with Dr. Elo joining the roster here, he's actually a coach for a PC squad. So I really wonder who's really the mind behind this picks and ban phase.
Well, I doubt that's the mind. Look at him. He's wearing a stupid hat.
I mean, if the propeller was moving, I think I'd be more on the side of Dr.
Yeah, there's nothing cooking up there.
Yeah. I think once we see that moving and some steam. But there it is. Eager. They've done their homework too.
Xing Tian, Zhang Kui.
Xing Tian taken off the board, and Zhang Kui, another tanky character.
Strangely enough, both of these guys are Chinese, and they both have the same color palette.
Is Team Eager going to be drafting an all-green Chinese
All
team?
black and green Chinese? Well, no, Guan Yu's already off the board, and he would have fit perfectly in there.
Well, Athena and Giannis picked up by
a little global
XGN,
to go along with the Guan Yu.
Yeah, exactly. Just globals upon globals. XGN going to be using their first half of the draft. You'll be able to see this team all over the map in various forms, just wherever the hell they want to be, pretty much. Although, not quite hell, as Eager's banned her out.
Oh, man.
I'll be here all week.
You dropped the pen.
Oh, I did. Well, third
Eager.
pick going
maybe a Neath here? I would probably take the Neath. I don't think I want them. A Neath or Xiblanca needs to be picked here because you don't want XGN to be able, like, you should pick one and ban the other because you don't want them to be able to pick a global hunter.
I want a jungler.
That's not, you know, you don't want a global hunter that's easy for them to pick into, except for maybe Apollo, who doesn't really bring great team fight presence with his global.
Sure.
So they're going to take the Neath. I would expect a Xiblanca ban out of Eager here. If not, I'll be a little surprised. I mean, there's really nothing else too high priority for them to ban. I suppose they can ban a Hunbots if they were worried about that.
Yeah. I don't really think so.
But I would expect this to be a Shiba. Thor, okay, yeah, they'll take a global jungler off the map. It was going to be a global. Yeah. XGN now, a lot of options. They're probably looking for the Xiblanca. They're probably thinking, let's ban out maybe a solo laner, maybe another anti-healer, maybe an Osiris, something like that. Although Xing Tian is very, very likely going to be in that position, and Zhang Kui very likely to be the mid lane.
Yes.
So maybe they'll ban a jungler of their own. They've already banned out the Odin. Could be the bots ban. Force
I'd love
something
to see. Yeah, there's a Sylvanas ban. Eager, that is a devastating god in the hands of Jelly. It's just in a situation where there's no real solidified have to ban this god. Like, we have a hell, better ban the Odin. In that situation, I like going the way of, well, one of their most powerful characters has been the Sylvanas up until this point. And because of that, Eager is going to pick the Hun Bats.
Back over to XGN. 2 more picks coming to round things out here for the boys in what appears to be silver and blue.
Yeah, there's a little bit of black in there as well.
A little black and silver and blue.
Yeah. Man.
What?
Same colors as Eager again.
Who?
XGN, Eager. They're both sky blue and white, pretty much.
That's a royal blue.
I think it's a sky blue.
No,
bar.
that's not sky blue. Look at it.
Nah, it's a sky
Clearly
blue bar.
royal blue.
Nah, I'm looking at it.
You really think? Are you colorblind?
No, that's like.
Are you shade blind?
That
I mean,
is
that is a deep saturated blue, my
that
friend.
is a dark cerulean. That's what we're going with. Dark cerulean.
Oh,
and
my God.
Picked up for XGN is not just the Medusa to combine with the Athena, but the Chalk Money.
Chocolate Rain.
Is that a jungle Chalk?
No, it's Jungle Guan Yu.
Jungle Guan? You say that as if that's
It is
so much more.
Oh, it's definitely that. They used to Shadow used to draft that mess back on PC a year ago. Jungle Guan Yu.
That's
Remember
true.
they used to play with Pern.
I mean, well, I don't dislike the Jungle Guan Yu, but
It's
what
better
I'm
than
saying
Jungle
is
Chalk.
the Jungle Guan Yu and the Jungle Chalk kind of find themselves in the same
No,
arena.
Guan Yu has hard CC. Guan Yu has hard CC. He has the cavalry charts, right? He can set up a kill.
Okay.
Chalk can't really set up a kill.
Okay.
He can slow someone, chain slow, silence,
Well,
whatnot.
the slow is different. The slow has been buffed since
Sure,
we thought about
but
it,
it's
Chalk
still
Jungle.
it's still going to be hard to confirm a kill on a Xing Chen with the double
I'll
leaps
agree.
without hard CC.
I'll definitely
Granted,
agree.
Chalk can silence him, but it's unlikely he confirms that silence. He definitely doesn't confirm the knockup. So,
Yeah.
Guan Yu's going to be a little bit more reliable chasing down the enemy solo laner, which is where most of the ganks are going to go.
Yeah, and taking a look at our junglers, we've got Homie Effie versus Matt Koiz, left and right respectively. And thinking about what Homie Effie really brings to a table, I think that the Guan is probably the safer bet to find into the jungle.
The Iron Homie himself. Matt Koiz. You think his name is actually Matt Koiz? Is his real name Matt Koiz?
I think his real name is Jeremy Brofenstance.
Is that his actual name?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, dude. Just out of nowhere. Brofenstoffs?
Just went with it.
Yeah. Is that like a basketball player or something?
Nope.
Okay.
It's a good last name.
It's Matt Cephalosia?
If I got to, now that's a basketball player.
Right, yeah.
Tabo.
Yeah, Tabo, yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting name.
He's
No,
not-
I think that's Matt Koiz.
Matt Koiz?
Yes.
Matt, just call me Matt, not Matt Koiz?
No, I think he wants to be called Matt Koiz. Otherwise, his name would not be Matt Koiz.
But what's his real name?
It's not Sikandara, and we're getting onto the battlefield.
Hey.
Shock will be in the solo lane up against the Xing Chen. And really, realistically, it's just to deal with the wave clear that Xing Chen brings to the table, I think. Shock can just axe.
Chalk is the gameplay equivalent of a wet paper bag.
Why do you say that?
Because he doesn't get much done and eventually smells bad.
Can we say like a artisanal wet paper bag because he looks cool while he does it?
Okay, it's
All right.
It's a beautiful wet paper bag.
There it is.
Well, no, I mean, basically, he just kind of sits there, just soaks up farm. Mm-hmm. And then Chalk's a weird one because sometimes you get to the 30-minute mark or 25-minute mark and Chalk just destroys you. And sometimes you get there and Chalk just does nothing.
Yeah, and I think a large part of that is, one, build. Over in the European PC side of things, we see very aggressive Chalk builds, and that leads to devastation. But also not for nothing. Chalk has what Scott Gandhi has lovingly called the 30% problem, where he comes in, he ults, he axes, and everybody's 30% less healthy, and then he does
And then
nothing.
he just has grabby hands as they all run away from him. He can't do anything about it.
So, I mean, one of the things that I personally really like Chalk for is initiation.
Mm-hmm.
But you've got two of the best initiations in the game. Cavalry charge and his
Well, he's not really a first wave initiator, right? Like if you start a fight with a Chalk, it doesn't really get you that much.
Sure, but if you Chalk ult in the middle of a team fight,
that's where it really
diminishing returns are your silence for 0.5.
That's not the problem though. It's the chaos that the Chalk ultimate causes. And as a first wave initiator, the silence isn't, as you mentioned, diminishing returns. The silence is not going to be as valuable as a stun.
Very true. Yeah, exactly. And it's just not. It just doesn't do. In this lineup, I'm very curious to see how XGN makes it work. Now, like I said, I mean, there are three.
Look at the Band-Aid. Is that a Band-Aid?
I don't know what that is.
On Dr. Elo's.
Ooh, that is a Band-Aid.
Maybe taking some performance-enhancing injections into his hands right before playing on Xbox. A little bit of cortisone there in case he had a little thumb injury, maybe.
I don't know about that one.
Or maybe he scraped himself.
Yeah, I think that's
okay.
more
Probably
likely.
more likely.
I think he just cut him absolutely.
Maybe pulling his hand such a hot play.
Yeah. Woo! Had to stand up, say soloed.
Yeah, soloed by Meerkat.
Yeah. Watch out. Mace to the their names. Mace to the face Q. going to find himself
All
in the
right,
middle
all
lane.
right. Bobby Basketball is Dr. Elo.
That's Drelo, yeah.
Homie Faye is Homie Faye.
Love it. Thank you, homie Effie.
Mace of the Face is Mace of the Face. Freddy Q is Shadow Q.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
And DJ Bronxy B 2032.
I told him I wouldn't say his name.
DJ Bronxy B?
DJ Bronxy
Okay,
B
look,
2032.
out of all the players that have changed their name into stupid stuff over the years, his name was Bronx Bombers, and now he's DJ Bronxy B. That's pretty good.
No.
And it's 2032.
2032.
Yeah, shout out to Wolfie.
Yeah.
Who's probably watching this.
And
shirtless.
just mad, being sniped all the time.
Yeah. He's probably, yeah.
Well, no, everybody that snipes him is here. So.
Yeah, who's going to snipe him?
10 seconds on the clock means
You got Soup
minions
Kitchen and
have
Freya
spawned.
here. Brandon's probably having great ranked games.
Yep, there you go. Everybody's having a good
Everyone's
time.
having a great ranked game.
Everybody's having a good time here. Best of 3, XGN Team Eager winner goes on to the grand finals. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get it underway.
Well, this is kind of the battle of the PC pros versus the PC semi-pros, more or less.
PC pros versus PC bros.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got Air Cougar, Jelly, that were both kind of nearly top level competitors, like kind of right in that second, third level.
And Sam Bam and Dwarfs have made names for themselves here on the console.
Right, they're more console focused. McCoys as well. Those guys more natural.
Yeah.
Versus the XGN squad, which is comprised completely of those kind of second, some first, some second, some third tier PC professional players.
And honestly, to give them the respect they're due, Dwarfs and Sam Bam have been absolutely incredible. By themselves.
Yeah.
On their own here on the
I would
Xbox.
say at the MLG land that Jelly was probably the best player that was out there. For what it's worth mentioning as well that
he had the big highlight play, that's for sure.
yeah, that Dr. Elo and Jelly once did play for the same team.
Really?
That was famously coached by Clow.
Interesting.
That was Disney's Revenge. Or something. Remember that
Disney
squad?
Acceleration.
Disney Acceleration. Yeah.
Yes, I very much remember Disney Acceleration. DJ Bronxy B over here
2032
on the side, trying to get things done to Air Cougar.
Cougar's getting a lot of my goodness.
Bronx Bombers.
But they have the archer advantage now. At least there's that.
It's interesting. Bronx is really known for his accuracy when it comes to PC, and that's
can he flick the stick?
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. When it comes to like game knowledge or itemization, that translates very easily. Being known for accuracy and watching that translate to the console, that's a little bit different. So it's cool to see that still maintains. He's still good at it.
Well, just about 2 minutes in. The wave's coming through. Players are going to hit about level 4, level 5 here in the next 30 seconds. Going to try to make a little play out of this one with Shadow Q. He's going to find the two-man taunt. They can put the damage out onto Air Cougar, but the Geb Stone Shield will take care of most of that. Just a couple ticks of the dot on the back end.
Both hunters starting out with that Transcendence, so expect a lot of ability spam from these mid-game hunters, Neath and Medusa. Both really find their apex in the middle of the game. We'll see how these guys ramp up against each other.
I like how you illustrated that by hand.
Sometimes I do that to
for the people at home.
I'm very animated. When I commentate,
yeah.
honestly. Yeah, I mean we've done this once or twice before.
We need like a commentator cam in the corner so they can see all of your.
We don't.
We totally need that.
I make funny faces. I absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Brian's on there like, yeah, it's a good idea.
We're taking a look here. Nothing really has happened, and this is to be expected. We've got a jungler playing a Guan Yu and a jungler playing a Hun Bats. Nobody wants to make a move before level 5. Period.
Right. Yeah. Well, look at old Mace of the Face here. He's gone for sprint 1 on Giannis to kind of help deal with that Junk Wei. He's gonna have none of that Junk Wei diving me shenanigans.
Not at all. Now, worth noting, the sprint doesn't give him any power, unlike a Mercury. It gives Mercury 32
You think
power.
there's people at home confused about that? Does sprint give Giannis power?
Well,
thanks, Tom. No, it doesn't.
No problem. Just letting you guys know.
Threshold doesn't give you power either. It doesn't. Don't even try.
But it boosts the rest of your abilities.
Kind of.
It enhances the amount of magical power that it contributed to your abilities.
It is bonus scaling.
That's exactly what I said.
Kind of. It's a little bit. It's subtly different.
6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other.
Well, no, it is subtly different, right? Because like if you get hit by a threshold, your in-hands don't deal more damage. It's not like you deal effectively more magical power to them. It's only certain abilities are affected by threshold.
Oh, fantastic.
Which is your 2 and your 1.
Do you ever go to law school?
Yeah, actually, shortly.
Wow.
I have a philosophy degree, Tom.
Really? Just like Cred. You guys are very similar.
Have nothing
Good
like
job.
Cred. I have way more hair.
You are just like Cred. Way more? That's pushing it.
No, I have a marketing and psychology double major, Tom.
Oh, look at that.
Thank you for asking.
I did not, but, you know.
From the University of Georgia, Terry College of Business.
Oh, So
Go
go Bulldogs.
Bulldogs, you got it.
There it is.
Go sports ball.
Although right here we're in the land of
The land of the
Hawkeyes.
Z's, man. There's nothing going on here. What are these guys doing? I mean, it's a very passive laning phase, as you mentioned a couple of times here.
As I said, I mean, this is standard.
But look at Makes the Face does have the level advantage over Sambam. I mean, the thing is this war of attrition is definitely favoring XGN. They're the more tenured players. They're getting more out of the map.
They're 1,000 gold.
They're about 1,000 gold ahead now, just purely off out farming.
Because of what we've seen is the repeated invades. XGN has gone to the back Harpies, taken them out, and importantly, left a single Harpy up, so it takes longer for that to respawn. They go ahead and they take the blue buff away for their opponent as well. So it's all these little things that are happening throughout this game that are worth noting after the fact. And we're going to see XGN now sitting, like I said, 1,000 gold up. Once they find 1,500, we'll probably see a little bit of aggression out of the junglers now that they're past level 5.
Yeah, you got to be expecting some kind of Gold Fury setup going to be started out relatively soon here out of one of these squads. XGN, it doesn't look like they're too keen on becoming the aggressor.
No.
They look perfectly happy to continue farming, and well, it's paid out for them. As you mentioned, it's about 1,000 gold now that they're in the lead. Experience basically following suit as well. Chalk, well, just soaking up the farm. Guan Yu needs a little bit more farm, perhaps, than some of the other junglers to really be totally effective.
Bobby Basketball makes one of the plays that a lot of players have missed. Ooh, ultimate onto the Hunter, and DJ Proxy B 2032 with the first blood.
Look at that. I mean, like, just knew
Surprise.
exactly what he had. And it was just like Neath backflipped, and it was like, I'm going in. Last rate didn't hit, didn't matter. Ultimate into the dot and the spread shot. I mean, there you go. Easy peasy. Not just doing the math right there. That's all it is. Just, hey, he's got 400 HP, and I do 430. Let's go.
Understanding the power of the character that you're playing, and that's why XGN is going to be the first team on the board with that 1,500 gold lead that I was looking for. Because at this 1,500, this 13 to 1,500 gold lead bar, I think this is really what allows the jungler to really catapult and start the fights.
Well, it does a few things as well, right? I mean, it basically means like taking a look at Shadow Q here, right? He's about 200 gold up on Gab, which means all these wards are paid for.
Yep.
Right, and that's actually a pretty big deal. It's about, what is it, roughly a little over 200 gold to pick up 1 sentry and 2 regular wards each back. So, like, think about it that way. Every 200 that Shadow Q gets up is another 200 gold that he doesn't have to spend on wards.
And again, the small things that we're talking about here, XGN is going to freeze the wave out of Team Eager. So, I mean, basically, there's just less minions here to kill.
Right. So what Tom's getting at there is that if you allow the enemy minions to kill your minions while the enemy players are not in the lane, once they get to the lane, there's just less things for them to get credit for.
Exactly. So previously there was 6 minions there for you to get experience for. Now it's only 4. It seems small, but once you do that over 2-3 waves, all of a sudden you're 2 waves ahead. You're
Left
3 waves
side,
ahead.
mid camp's coming back up. Looks like there will be a little bit of aggression here.
Yeah, here's a little tizzy. Freddy gets a good taunt onto Jelly.
Unbox ultimate's nice on the backside. Shadow Q are Makes the Face in a lot of trouble here. Sambam actually credited for that kill, and charging forward is the Zhang Kuei. A couple more ghosts pulsing up, and here comes back the Iron Homie. DJ Bronxy B trying to make his way in here. The dots are out. Sambam is done, and down he will go. Bobby Basketball on the chalk. Here comes, knocking it down. Double, silence, double, stun out of Medusa, and a double kill for Bobby. As Dr. Elo finds himself yet another kill, and it's a 4-to-1 engagement. I mean, it went so well for Eager for a moment, and then all collapsed.
Ball is life. Ball is life. XGN winds up on the top of that 4-to-1 as the aggressor of the Gold Fury. Did you hear Dr. Elo's stream, by the way?
The Drelo?
Did you hear it?
I did not hear it.
It was, well, hold that thought. We've got Ching Chen trying to do what he can.
Dwarf's trying to stall.
Very strong in this position, but Mace the Face able to take him out. And Bronxy B on the top of that one. Wow.
You know, it looked like this match was basically somehow XGN just went, we're going to fight him at 7.5 minutes in the left side goal spawn.
Yes.
And like this team, and I'm going to say this with love, is nerdy enough to do that.
I agree.
Right. I mean, these are the kind of players that Shadow Q, playing under Freddy Q here, is a long time considered one of the premier theory crafters and kind of meta experimenters in the history of the game. And it's entirely possible that was a whole early game setup to find a fight right there.
I'm 100% with you, Bart. It looked like ripped out of a playbook. And like we said, we identified Mace in the Face and Shadow Q as being these cerebral guys. Dr. Elo, he's a coach.
Right.
So there's no surprise that we see these calculated.
A student of the game, as they say.
Exactly what I'm getting at. No, really no surprise there. And because of that, XGN sitting up 6-1, continuing.
Did he get it? I think he got it. No, he did not. Dwarf will pick that one up.
Not quite that time along. Bobby Basketball going to have to head back to lane. Boom, shakalaka.
I gotta tell you, Bobby Basketball is a much better name than
I like Bobby
Drelo.
Well, Drelo, so it comes from the
Dr. Elo.
If he didn't change the spelling, I would vehemently disagree with you. If it was just, well, I'm Drelo now, DRE, like Kobe Bryant, 8-24. Well, I'm a different guy now.
Yeah.
But he changed the spelling. So Loses all points.
Okay, all the points are gone, so
All the points are gone.
I feel you.
Yeah. But I'm excited to see him turn up again because that scream was high-pitched, to say the least.
Oh, okay. I see what you're getting. Well, he is wearing the silly propeller hat, so.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Unnecessary beads. That
Yeah,
Monk
it would
didn't
be,
even
I
hit.
mean, yeah, I mean, how was he to know that
Sound
was?
cue.
Yeah,
Sound
it was a
cue.
sound cue. It was
Yep.
don't want to die.
I respect it.
He's been hurt before, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, DJ
Fool me
Bronx
once.
AB, 2032.
Fool me once.
Shout out to Competitive Online. Have they've blown him up once before.
Bronx EB raps.
Yup. Hell yeah, dude. Want a cute girl text? Is that what you're getting at there, buddy?
Not quite, but if
Hey, that's you know, Bronx EB raps, dude.
I mean, Bronx EB raps. I'm sure he's got a slew of songs under his belt.
If only he had a slew of kills under his belt. I mean, it's like they just fought, 7 kills happened, and then nothing.
Yeah.
XGN is just sandbagging this game. Let's take a listen into their comms and see if they're going to take another fight here on the left side mid camps.
Okay, man, that jumped down. Jumped.
Get slow, get slow.
Neath behind.
Oh, that's
Neath
Neath
behind.
Oh, I didn't see her.
I can chase.
Take these mids. I'm
Right,
pulling mid.
We're fighting left. Oh, we got him.
Nice.
Go left. Okay, good,
I
good,
have
good.
ult. Do you want
Nice.
to? Yeah, I'm just doing it. No taunt. 3, 2.
It's gonna be nothing. Maybe
Wait,
force tower.
squeeze mid, squeeze
Go for
mid.
tower. We have gun
Yes,
heals.
he's
We have
mid.
gun
Yeah,
heals.
I have dash.
Heal him. Someone's in here jungle.
John,
Someone in jungle.
I don't have beats ready. I'm staying left. Go.
left tower. I'm getting left tower.
That's wrong beat.
Beats.
Get
out. I'm out.
I have a heal.
Perfect.
We need to disengage.
Just
We
wait
can't
8
fight anymore. I
seconds.
take a ton of damage. No, we can't fight. We
I
can't
have
fight.
a heal. Just reset.
I'm just gonna back.
That was perfect. That was rank 2 beats was wrong. That's perfect.
Neath beats 1 should still be down shadow.
I got that out of literally nothing. Yeah.
Going back to right. Going back to right.
I want to sit in left for 3 hours now for so just don't do anything.
Let's get
Yeah,
I'm
just
gonna stop
gonna
on bounce back. Oh, he just stopped it himself.
Gonna
That's
pull backs
perfect.
first, homie. I can like one shot him.
Homie, can
Okay.
you be at purple in time?
Yeah.
I could alt this up too.
I'm gonna share red real quick.
Listening to those XGN comms, I mean, the communication is out of control. I mean, it was like 6 words a minute, or 6 words a second there from those guys.
I mean, so I know a little bit about these guys' gaming history, and they play a lot of MMOs, and it just sounded like mid-raid. All right, there's so many different objectives that these guys are looking for in the same fight, and they're able to pull them off at the same time, which is really the impressive point. I mean, you hear Mace the Faces trying to get out, another player's trying to get in, DJ Bronx EB 2032 is going to the left-hand side of the map. I mean, so many different things happening,
Air
and they're
Cougar's
still
getting
picking up
farmed.
kills.
I mean, Air Cougar's just getting far. I mean, did you see the last engagement where he just ult and Air Cougar looks back like, is he chasing me? Stone. Here comes Guan Yu, Homofei doing what he can. It's a full-on disengage out of XGN. Guan Yu trying to peel here for DJ Bronx EB. Zhang Kui doesn't want to let this one go to the back line. Here comes Athena's going to try to get back in. Jelly going to take a ton of damage here. Cataclysm is going to be used. Mace in the face going to try to clean this one up. And Unstable Vortex doesn't matter. We'll catch him on the way down. And down you go. Jelly, yet another kill racked up by XGN. 9-1 now at 12 minutes. They put together about a 5,000 gold lead, just under about 4,500. In fact, Tier 1 tower going to fall. They're going to swarm on in. And you heard it in the comms as well. That was DJ Bronxy B, who we keep on saying his name, even though it's so silly, saying, I want to sit in left and farm for 3 years now.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you get 3 levels ahead of the enemy hunter. And this is really the kind of lead that Air Cougar enjoyed in game number 1 so many times.
And I mean, this is really, honestly, we're sitting here, almost 13 on, and there's a large lead by the way of XGN, and a lot of it was piece by piece by piece by piece. I mean, we saw a back camp stolen here. We saw a blue buff stolen here, another back camp, and then, as you said, 7.5 in, we all go ham. And then a back camp taken here, a blue buff taken here. So it was just back and forth, small pieces, and you take a look at how it's illustrated on the graph, just step by step by step.
I want to like point this out as well. We were just told by production that we're still on XGN comms because the other team isn't really saying anything. Eager seems to be a little bit stumped here by what XGN's put together. Maybe a little bit of disenfranchisement.
Yeah, I mean, Team Eager was very, very, they were vocal enough. We'll take a look. Mace in the face trying to start things off. Hits him with the ultimate. Matt Coy's going to be forced out. Jump over the wall. But
and they put Guan Yu through.
One, who? Bobby
Oh
basketball
my
with
goodness.
the dunk.
Well, let's take a listen into the XGN comms. It looks like this fight is not going to end just now.
He's not. There's not.
I'm cold, but I'm so good. I'm salting him. He's salty. Go.
Knees rotating. Watch out for knees.
Fall back.
Watch out for knees rotating. Watch out for knees rotating.
Tower.
Knees rotating from speed.
I have
Knees
healing
rotating from
too.
speed.
Don't dive it.
Right tower.
Yeah,
Right
yeah,
mid. Right
it's right
mid.
behind us.
Split
Knees
push.
to mid. Knees to mid.
I'm gonna get the wave tree. I'm
Bronx,
getting
I did not have ult. No ult, Bronx.
Okay, I'm saying mid. I'm gonna get tower.
I totally could have killed that Shing 10, but I think I would have died if I poured it in.
Yeah, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't
Yeah.
worth it. Good decision not to. Good decision not to.
Gold
dash is
still
down.
up.
Tier 2.
Bronx, you good? Bronx, you good?
T2 right?
Yeah, I
T2 right?
We have
You're
heals.
right.
This is so good.
Tier
This is
2,
so
tier
good.
2, tier 2, tier 2.
Jong's at mid, Jong's at mid. Jong neath or mid. Jong neath
gonna
or
toss
mid.
out.
Tier 2.
Geb's mid, Geb's mid.
Drop him, drop him, drop him.
They're all mid right now. They're all mid. Geb's rotating right.
His ult
Tier
down.
2, tier 2.
Minions.
He's also short cooldown. Keep that in mind.
I have ult up, I have ult up. Geb's rotating right, so is neath.
I think we
Jong
can get
still mid.
Actually, let's
back.
get
I'm
half
splitting,
the
I'm
back out.
splitting. I'm
You
zoning,
need to
I'm
be careful.
zoning, I'm
He
zoning.
might have ult.
How-
He's
how-
getting
how-
towers,
Get him in
tower.
combat. Get him in combat.
Jong
Box
Quee's at
still
mid.
is- Okay, get the tower. Get the tower.
Jong
We
Quee's
can
still
take this.
mid.
We can take this. We can take this.
Yeah.
Free.
He's
Bronx,
mid,
Bronx,
Help
mid,
mid,
he's
help
mid.
mid. Get
He's
Bronx
mid.
out,
Help
get
mid,
Bronx
help
out,
mid.
get Bronx
Fine,
out.
fine,
Go to left, go to left, go to left.
Go to gold. Go straight to gold.
Back.
I'm gonna get
back.
They're on
back.
back.
We have Athena ult
I'm
and
at back and
Janus ult.
teleport.
If
I'm
they
at
go
back and
skull.
teleport. I'm at back and
I'll
teleport.
pull gold for you. I don't have a word for you. You gotta teleport mid.
I have Heavenly online.
Are they choosing fire?
No.
We have words
around
I mean,
I'm teleporting,
no,
teleport.
there's a path they could go.
Could they have gone there?
Are they choosing fire?
Again, Bart, just so many objectives.
The chatter.
Just so much communication. And it's seemingly all relevant, right? There's a lot of times we hear, get him. This was tower, I'm safe, help mid, they're rotating. Speed
Get
buff,
in the half,
watch
let's
out.
fall back. Okay,
Yeah.
no, we can continue in. A couple times you heard Bronx Bombers calling off the support. They were like, go help me. He's like, no, I'm fine. Yeah. That's the classic ADC mentality, right? Like, one more wave, no, I'm fine.
Bronxy B Raps totally fine in the mid lane by himself.
Dude, big shout out to competitive online.
2032.
2032.
Okay, question.
Yes.
Bigger number in Smite history, 667 or 2032? Now, historically, it's going to be 2032. But
Yeah, I mean, I would say that there's maybe 50 people that get the 2032 reference, and there's probably 400 or 500 that'll get the 667 reference.
I
so.
mean, I don't. Knowing it's connected to Wolfie.
I mean, you got to
for
think,
me.
Wolfie hasn't been a competitive player in, what, 3 years?
No way.
When was the last time Wolfie was on a team that did anything? When was the last time Wolfie was at a LAN that he was
true.
competing in?
That's true. That's
Launch.
true. Wearing the Coogie shirt.
Wearing the Kuji shirt. And like Xing is kind of in that same position, but Xing continued to play on competitive teams. Wolfie, he was a thirst boy for a couple weeks.
Yep. Maybe he's the next one to make the switch to Xbox.
Maybe.
We all await the prophet of Wolfie 2032.
You know, I wonder if if year 2032 is going to be a big time in Wolfie's life.
Well, right now it's going to be a big time in this game. Eager trying to make the counter initiation happen. Ultimate out of the Zhang Kui, not going to amount to really much of anything. And as soon as it's over, XGN able to bark down the mid lane tower. 1,500 gold going to go to the bank of the blue team as Bobby Basketball pushes up, gets a taunt as well does Freddy Q, and there's the ultimate. 2 members are silenced from
This
Team
is,
Eager, and it's just enough.
This is that first type of 20-minute shock.
Yeah.
Where, like, he shows up and he just destroys your whole team, and you're like, how did this happen?
Well, this is the shock that buys Stone of Guy a second item. So when he presses 3, he's instantly healed.
Yeah, 60 HP 5 or something crazy going to come out of him at that point. Yeah, I mean, we saw the graphs just a minute ago. Pecky said you'd be so kind to pop the graphs back up. I didn't mention them because it's enormous is the size of this lead.
Yeah.
Tremendous, maybe a more accurate word.
Gargantuan.
Yeah, dude. It is
Jelly gonna fall down as well?
insurmountable, perhaps, is the best way to put it, as it doesn't look like Eager's going to be able to hold from the onslaught. I mean, look, everyone's still full HP. That Guan Yu is doing just complete work here. A great ban on the Sylvanas as well coming out. Not going to find much with that ultimate is Dwarfs. They're going to bounce Freddy Q around a little bit, but the Phoenix is going to be falling down here shortly. Air Cougar did go down. Dwarfs trying to kite around the edge of this fight. Does have the bonus mitigations coming out of using the splits, but down he will go nonetheless. A surrender vote going to come out. Bobby Basketball, who even knows where he was? Maybe fighting the well as he walks back out. And, oh, yes, they're going to go ahead and throw this one up. Team Eager is going to call it quits just before the 18-minute mark.
Now,
That's fine. I mean, that one was liable to end anyway.
I completely agree with the decision to go ahead and surrender right there. It's not something we see too often, honestly. And choosing to do so is it's an interesting thought process, honestly.
Well, I mean, hey, usually what it comes down to is we're just, like, hurting our team's synergy by playing the blame game.
Mhm.
Let's just give it up and try for game 2.
Because, I mean, we've seen teams down 20, 25,000, and they haven't done anything with regards to hitting that F6 button. So here, we see the surrender come out. I mean, and looking at the guys on Eager right now, they look none too happy. But Bobby Basketball, on the other hand,
He's still wearing a dumb hat. Look at him.
but it's not spinning yet. It's
Still
just
not spinning.
spinning yet.
Oh, a little spin there going
No,
on.
not
Okay.
yet. It's not enough.
He's thinking a little bit. He's not really, like, too into it, but he's, like, considering some stuff, you know?
Just need a little
Man,
bit
this
more.
collar, dude, I tell you what. Won't stay in there.
Yeah.
I'm Bart. This is Tom. Welcome back to the commentary desk, guys. As we are getting prepared for game number 2, Tom, any final thoughts on game number 1?
Game number 1 was pretty nuts. Just threw my notes all over the place.
That was great.
Because of how
Loved
incredible we saw XGN play just out of the gates, out of this world. Eager, if they want to win game number 2, going to have to step it up.
Well, guys, we're going to toss you over to a quick break, and then we'll be back with game number 2. Don't go anywhere. Let's throw our notes.